Ooh, this one is really heavy. Interesting one. It's a time for package from China. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video what the hell happened to this thing? So in this video we are going to take a close look at, I think it's the most expensive Super Console X device you can buy nowadays. Yeah, it's a kind of bold statement, but I can tell you it's going to be absolutely crazy. This thing is expensive, it is, but I just needed to pick it up. I just wanted to see what are we going to get with this beast and what can we play with it. You have all kinds of variations. This time I did get myself the Botacera controller. I really love this one. This is the white version. I also got the black version and we also have like a wireless edition. This is quite an interesting controller. It's very difficult to find on AliExpress, but you mostly get them with one of these like Super Console X PCs. So basically the Botacera controller is an absolutely amazing controller. I just want to give you like a quick overview of this. So already mentioned, like we do have like this color theme, the white controller with the blue and the right, and we do have like completely black. I really love the controller quality. It feels very nice. It does have like some similar things like the PlayStation 4 controller when it comes to the roundings of the controller. You can just feel it while holding it. A very interesting one because it also has been recognized an Xbox 360 controller, so it's compatible with, for example, just your PC. A lot of you have requested that I did a review about it. It took me some time. Also, this video is going to be quite long because there was a lot that we're going to test out. So the first thing I already noticed, like this is a quite interesting PC. Also when you're looking at the specifications. Yeah, so I really love the design itself. Take consideration you can buy this thing separately. You can just pick it up from AliExpress and just buy it. Slap a hard drive in it with some Botacera and you will have the same result. But this is like an all-in-one package and I'm really curious what I'm going to get. We're going to take a close look at the specification. This is, I think, one of the most powerful Super Console X devices or PCs they're using at this moment. I'm making this review. Maybe in the future we'll be changing out. We're going to get 16GB DDR4. Only it's going to be single channel. I'm hoping they will upgrade it to dual channel in the future. An SD with Windows 11, 2TB Botacera 33. But the most interesting, I think, is going to be the CPU and GPU combination. We're having like an i9 combined with the GTX 1650. Not like a super powerful GPU, but it is powerful. So we do have like more options when it comes to emulation. But this is basically the most powerful Super Console X PC version they have released at this moment. The looks of this thing is amazing. I really like the design of it. It's a very flat but wide design, but also the top looks very cool. So what you're going to get are two metal plates. But what you're going to get over here, we're going to get a lot of plastic fantastic with a carbon look to it. I personally really like it. So at the front, we're going to get a very clean look. We have like the on-off switch over here. But the only thing is like we don't have any USB ports. A little bit of a bummer because I really love to plug in the controllers at the front part. On both sides we're going to get ventilation over here, and at the back we do going to get all of the connections, and we do have like some interesting ones. To begin with, we do get a jack out, RJ45 internet, we do get 4 ports USB 3.0, 2 USB 2.0, HDMI, display port and Type C for charging, and we're going to get ourselves the input for the power supply. And the power supply, oh boy, it's a big one. So this we're going to get ourselves a 90 volts. This is almost like an 8 amp. So the power supply, yeah, we're going to need it for a powerful device like this. But again, it's a bulky one. But let's take a close look in the inside. Opening up is going to be super easy. We only need to have like a removing of 4 screws. We need to get ourselves a pry tool and you just can click it open and open it like that. Super easy. But when you take a close look in the inside, we do get this gigantic board. It's not like a big complexity where we have seen before with tiny chewy boxes. But the only thing that we're going to get is one big PCB. Here we have like the hard drive 2TB with Botacera, and here we have like the gigantic cooler. The cooling design is quite interesting. It basically sucks the air from here, from the top. Yeah, I must say that I am not a big fan of this because when you're looking at the case itself, you see there is not a lot of room that basically like gives the option to suck all the air in. We do have like a limited space. You can look through it, but it is just enough for now. Then we have like it basically sucks the fresh air and blows it out, and the side over here. So basically the other side doesn't really do anything if you ask me. And underneath the 2TB drive. But the weird thing is that they made the choice to only add one RAM module. So what I understand of like when you're having like 2 RAM modules, you will have like dual channel and way better performance. But nope, they just slapped one of them in. Why? Why? Okay, so next up, let's take a close look at the menu itself. Loading times will take up a couple of minutes, but when loaded up, we're ready to go. So when it comes to Botacera, booting it up, and yeah, you're just going to get the same layout we have seen many times before. For the people who are just new to the stuff, like basically you can boot it up and you can be ready to play. And when ready to play, I mean like everything, like emulators have been implemented. You can even add your games if you want to, but there is so much stuff you can, let's say, add to this. And with the power that we're having now, we should like have like amazing performance, especially with the later systems. Think about PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. So I'm excited to test it out just to see how everything will work. We don't have like any issues with N64. And also another thing is like, how is everything being configured? Because that is of course one of those questions, because did they just slap a hard drive in it, or is everything configured perfectly for the system itself? But let's get into it. Of course, if you want to play some old school games, it's going to be epic, but you don't need to buy a very expensive device like this for that. Okay, let's start off with some Sega Dreamcast, but not we're going to do this basic resolution with 640 by 480. We're just going to push it up to the full HD just to see how it runs. But with a system with this kind of power, you just need to have like the best, let's say, resolution set to it, because that's what we're going to basically paying for. I did notice they set it automatically to the normal settings, so we're just going to get normal resolution. So you need to tinker with the software itself. Next up, let's try some Sega Naomi. Same reason that we wanted to try it out, is just we just want to see how far we can push it. We'll put it on full HD. With the chip box we have like a lot of issues when we're going to put it on higher resolution. But so far so good, no glitching whatsoever. I have been noticing that they didn't do any optimization whatsoever. So for the Sega Saturn, I just want to see what can we do with it. We can choose automatic. Everything has been set automatically. A little bit of annoying because you don't get the best performance. So I'm just going to do it only single for this particular game. I'm going to back all the way back to Yaba Shinshiro emulator. With this, we're going to put it on 1080 resolution for the internal resolution, not on the native that this thing automatically chooses, and just to see how far we can push the machine. It's going to be quite interesting, I think. So recently I did try some different boxes, but we got like a lot of issues with these cheaper chipsets. But here you can see even like upscaling to high resolution doesn't need to be a problem whatsoever. We do get some smooth gameplay. Alright, so next up let's play some Atomiswave. Well, we had so many issues with this game in previous boxes. We do get occasional hiccup. I did put them on the higher resolution like I did with the other games. I just want to see how it runs and how it will look. But even in the crowded part with a lot of enemies, you don't see the hiccups that we have seen before. Okay, so next up some GoldenEye with N64. I put it also on high resolution, something I don't do very often, especially with the cheap boxer, but I'm more like, yo, what the heck, let's push it up all the way to full HD just to see how it runs. You can see some minor glitching in the menu, but it is more like an emulator problem. Let's see how the gameplay in general is. Now we need to figure out which button it is. Oh, there it is. Okay, so next up, GameCube with 720p, just to see how far we can push this bad boy. Just left the statistics and the left top corner over there. Let's force them into 4:3 aspect ratio now. You can even like have a widescreen hack if you want to, but I'm not going to do that. Keep it simple, higher resolution. Alright, so let's see how it runs on 720p. Oh crap, wrong button. We do get so much better performance that we have seen before with all the other boxes. Even when we're bashing into the wall, we don't see that annoying hiccup from 1 or 2 seconds. We got boost power. Let's see where it is. Oh, there it is. Let's speed up. But here you can see, like, even on 720p, we can play this game pretty damn good. The consideration, like, we do have some hiccups in the beginning of F0 GX, but that is something that happens. I think it's like a general issue or something like that. Alright, so next up I wanted to play some PlayStation 1 with full HD resolution in combination with DuckStation, just to see how it runs and how stable it is. Of course, now we have like such a powerful box that we can play easily games like this on higher resolutions. Pretty damn cool. It still looks like shit. This is, by the way, the first game that I ever played on the PlayStation 1. So cool. But where it's going to get interesting is, of course, with PlayStation 2. Because if you're going to pay so much money... Yeah, so... And this is not actually what you're going to get with this. It's absolutely garbage. So, what we can do is start to mess with the settings to set everything like it should be. See, this is the problem I'm having with these things, that we're going to get a system that is not optimized whatsoever. So you need to figure it out yourself. This pisses me off, I can tell you that. So the next thing that we need to do is getting into the special option by holding the A button. Then we're going to get this extra menu where we can set the game. We can mess around with the settings, and that's something that we're going to do. The backend needs to be changed to Vulkan, if I'm saying it correctly. And then we're going to have like way better performance. Okay, so next up, let's do a new attempt. Basically what I did, I set it to Vulkan. I do put them on original resolution, just for to be safe. And you can see where we do get a way better results now. So this is just like pure, they didn't really bother like optimizing this. Just slapping a drive inside the machine and just be done with it. So let's see if we can even upscale it to higher resolution with PlayStation 2. I have set it to 1080p. I'm just curious like how fast it will load up and how it will run. Now we do have some weird glitching going on. Maybe we can fix with another thing, but I just wanted to see how the speed of the game is. Because yet with the Vulkan backend we can even push it up to 1080p. Okay, so next up I needed to like mess around with the settings because the normal settings was absolutely garbage when it comes to this game and PlayStation 3. Like I say, like the mini PC is going turbo mode now, so basically this thing push it to the limit. I'm curious if we can actually play some PlayStation 3 with ray tracing now. In the previous Super Console mini PC they had a lot of issue because it was not powerful enough, but with power like this they should be having no problem whatsoever.
This one's yours.
I do see some screen tearing going on at the top. So yeah, we do have some glitches going on here, so it's not perfect.
Sweet.
Mainly the screen tearing is quite annoying, but we do get a stable FPS now. So for fun, let's try another game. But also the loading times are like significant faster now. where we had like waited for ages with the previous one, like the previous Super Console PC. You can see the loading times are so much faster with this 9.9 in it. So that's quite interesting. Alright, so let's take a close look at the different game just to see how the performance is with this one. Besides having some minor hiccups, everything seems to be working just fine. We do have like the same screen tearing going on. We're normally going to nerf the freaking PlayStation Portable. We're just going to push it to the maximum level. We're going to leave the buffered on, everything that we're normally going to do with tweaking to getting the best performance. We're even going to upscale it to 1080p, just to see how we're going to get some results. We do some minor hiccups here and there, but besides that, we do get an amazing performance. Take consideration, out of the box this thing runs okay, but it will run on native resolution, unfortunate. Of course we need to test a little bit of God of War, and even going to push it to 1080p, just for fun, just to see how the computer will handle this. You can see it in hiccups here and there, so you can basically put it on 720p to get a better result in the end. But if you don't mind. Another great addition to the Botacera lineup is Xbox Classic. Looking really forward to seeing how this will evolve in the upcoming years. Of course, like mini PCs like this are way powerful than the previous one I've reviewed, so we do get like amazing performance on this. Also, we need to have like a lot of updates maybe in the future to get every single game to run perfectly. But that's basically very surprising, but also very exciting to see. Because Xbox Classic does have like a lot of hidden gems. I've played a lot with it back in the day. I still own a lot of games and a lot of systems because I still like the Xbox Classic. And if you never had it, you absolutely miss some really great titles out. Not only Jet Set Radio, but think about it in Kung Fu Gales. Those games are freaking epic. But let's take a close look at the positive but also the negative side of this Super Console X thing. I must say, like, this is basically, at this moment I make this video, the best product you can buy, or the most powerful Super Console X kit. But the most annoying thing I found is like they automatically like put everything like on basic settings. They slapped in hard drive. They didn't do any tinkering whatsoever, because out of the box it runs like garbage, especially the later systems. Because this thing, or this mini PC, has so much potential, it's a little bit of a bummer. I want to thank you for watching, consider subscribing, hit that little bell, and it will be great to see you in the next video.